Hello, my name is Stephanie Rojo. I'm an associate attorney at Stone Law Offices in Northwest Las Vegas. And what I'd like to talk to you about is what do you do once you set up that estate plan? Where do you put it? What's the next step? What should you be thinking of? So, the first thing I would recommend is that you tell someone you've set up an estate plan. Okay, we provide our clients with a confirmation of names and fiduciaries. It's a short cheat sheet that puts the successor trustees or your powers of attorney or your personal representative slash executor on notice that they are nominated to serve in those various roles. So this is a really great conversational piece where you could, if you felt comfortable, you could approach that individual and provide them the cheat sheet, that confirmation of names and fiduciaries, and let them know, hey, I've got these documents in place. Here's where you're going to find them in the case of an emergency. If you don't want to go that far, okay, fine. You could certainly provide our business card or your attorney's business card to the individual and say, in case something happens to me, call this office. So the person has a starting point. They know where to begin the conversation. The next thing that you really want to consider is inventorying your assets and figuring out exactly what you own in your name, and then moving forward to retitle those assets into the name of your trust pursuant to the recommendations made to you by your attorney. So let someone know that you have a trust in place, where to locate it, start getting your assets retitled or aligned or funded into the name of your trust. You want to pay special attention to any digital assets that you might have and create a document that provides the information for how to access those digital assets. I had a case recently where I opened a probate just so we could get a court order to say that a surviving parent could get access to their child's digital records, their email, their photos, etc. So, you just can't assume that someone's going to be able to log into your computer or log into your phone and get access to those items. So you may want to keep a centralized spot where you have the type of digital assets you have and how to access those assets. And then the location of the documents you're going to want to consider and spend some time on that. I've already done another post here about safe deposit boxes and how they can be costly on the back end if they're not titled properly or you have someone else listed on that asset with you. So the best next solution is to keep your estate planning documents in a safe place within your home. Your estate planning attorney should have a copy of the signed versions, but ideally you're going to have the originals and you're going to have a copy. If you feel comfortable, you can share a copy with the trustee. Of course, you want to make sure that you walk through that option with your estate planning attorney to see if it makes sense for you and your situation. But with those originals, you could absolutely keep them in a safe place in your home. I know some people have these firebox containers where they keep those documents in to make sure that they're protected, or it's kind of the box that you go to in case of emergency and you can run out of the house. If you can get out of the house safely with it, you keep it there along with your birth certificates and marriage licenses and all those types of things. So wherever you keep it in a safe place. Keep it in a place where it could be found by the person who's supposed to step in and administer your estate. And then the next thing you might want to consider after all of these other steps is if you are going to do any type of pre-planning for your passing in terms of funeral, you want to go ahead and make sure that you incorporate that contract or the document about what you want to have happen and put it with your estate planning binder. Also forward a copy over to your attorney so they can have a record on file. In our offices here at Stone Law Offices, we do provide our clients with a document called a Memorial Services Memorandum, and that document does allow for you to specify what type of service you'd like to have, who you'd like to have notified of your passing, helpful information for an obituary. It does take a little bit of time to go through because it's pretty involved, but you don't have to fill out all of the parts. You can fill out just what's applicable to you. You date it and sign it, and then you put a copy with your estate planning binder, and then you send a copy over to us so we can keep it on file. And then the last thing that I want you to keep in mind after you establish an estate plan is that you want to keep that estate plan current. So every 3 to 5 years, you're going to want to be having a fire drill review where you're running through the documents you have, the what if plan, if something were to happen tomorrow, what assets you own to make sure you're avoiding any type of avoidable probate situation and things like that. So to recap, tell somebody that you have an estate plan. You're going to inventory those assets. You're going to make sure that your assets are titled into the name of the trust. You're going to look at the digital assets you have and make a list or an inventory of those digital assets and how to access them. You're going to put your estate planning documents in a safe place where they can be easily located. If you do pre-planning for your funeral, you're going to include a copy of that in your estate planning binder and forward a copy over to your estate planning attorney. And then you are going to keep your estate plan current by having consistent fire drill reviews every 3 to 5 years with your estate plan attorney. If you have any questions about any of the information we covered here today, or if it's been a long time since you've had your fire drill review, you are welcome to reach out to me. My name is Stephanie Rojo. I'm an attorney at Stone Law Offices, and my phone number is 702-998-0444.